Success looks so easy from the outside, but all successful people have had to overcome enormous obstacles along the way, and in many cases, look failure right in the eye. Most successful people don't focus on the struggle, and rarely do they talk about it because, quite frankly, that's not what creates success. Join us here where we will chat with fierce female entrepreneurs and share the good, the bad, and the ugly of entrepreneurship, and talk about the obstacles we have faced and how you can overcome them to reach the success that you desire. I am your host, Cami Lehman, and this is the She's Invincible podcast. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today on the She's Invincible podcast. And we have a surprise for you. We have several Invincibles to introduce you to today. These are the students that have launched a brand new podcast of their own. And we are here to celebrate them today and introduce you to each one of them. The thing I find most fascinating is that every one of them is so different. People wonder, would I be good at having a podcast, at being a podcast host? Guess what? There's no good or bad. Everyone can do this. And you're going to hear from these women today that it's not just one type of person. It's anyone that has a passion in their heart to give value to the world, to help others, and to share amazing information and spotlight other fierce entrepreneurs. And so we're here today with the amazing Kelly Buckley. Kelly is my friend. We have been business associates for years. And it is so fun for me to be able to take this journey with her as she launches her brand new podcast today. So Kelly, welcome to the She's Invincible podcast.
Hi, thanks for having me.
This is so fun, right? Now you get to be on the other side of the mic for a minute. I love it. Okay, so let's do this. Let's tell our listeners a little bit about you. Who are you and what do you do?
So I'm Kelly Buckley. I am a sales director with Mary Kay. And so how long we've known each other has been 21 years. And oh my gosh, so many changes. So I'm in the top 1% of Mary Kay as a sales director and just loving starting my podcast.
That's so awesome. So tell me let's tell our listeners first, what's the name of your new podcast?
Beautifully Confident.
That's awesome. I love that. And, it makes sense, right? If you're already in, direct sales in a cosmetic business, so Beautifully Confident is such a great name for you and for your followers. Tell us, what was it that made you come up with that name? Like, what were you thinking when you created that? And what can our listeners find about this podcast? What are they going to find when they follow you?
So what inspired me to come up with that name is actually what they're going to hear about. And what inspired me was that I want to help other women identify what are areas that they can grow their own confidence, identifying and seeing what are areas that maybe they feel less confident in, that they can start to grow and just feel more beautifully confident about themselves.
I love that. And let me ask you this. I'm just going to dig a little bit deeper. 21 years you've been in this business. So you've worked with a lot of people and mostly women, right? Yes. So what would you say is the common theme around confidence? What are you seeing with those that you've worked with in the past that is showing up that is keeping them from being confident?
Well, it's a lot of different things. And let me backtrack a little bit. I have been in the beauty industry for 30 years because I'm also a retired cosmetologist. I owned a salon for 27 years. So a theme I started to see was that people would look at themselves and feel there was something they didn't like. Oh, I wouldn't be able to recreate that look. And some of the people I've talked with have been fitness people. Like, what is it about themselves that they're seeing that's not encouraging confidence in them? So that was part of what I just have heard for the past 30 years, is that people aren't confident in what they can do for themselves.
I love it. That's amazing. And so you've had some great conversations. What are some of the topics that you have already that you're covering on your show?
Oh my gosh, it's been such a journey in just a couple of weeks of someone talking about emotional eating, someone talking about fitness and nutrition, and doing things in a more healthy way and not an extreme way. Fashion and why it's important, not just you need to buy the top of the line clothes, and that it's part of our identity. So many different things. Do it yourself type things around your home so that you feel confident in yourself, that you can do it and not always have to depend on someone else to hire someone or a man. Just so many different topics that really have stretched me.
Oh, Kelly, that's amazing. Oh my gosh, how fun. I can't wait to listen to all of your episodes. I am just super excited about that. So tell me this, we're just going to flip for a second. What made you even decide to start a podcast of your own? I mean, you're super busy. You're running a big organization, and you're traveling. I mean, why podcasting?
Well, listening to your podcasts were one inspiration of just how I could impact other people, and the reach that I could gain by reaching women globally, being that internet, social media, all of those things are so big, they're not going anywhere. And I thought it would just expand my reach of women that I am reaching that need to hear about how can I grow my confidence? What are some tips that I can hear? And just getting myself out there.
Oh my gosh. And boy, would you agree? You have changed a lot over the last 4 weeks.
It has been a lot of self-reflection and realizing that I need to get out of my comfort zone even more.
Oh, I love it. I love it. There's nothing better than growth when you're taking on a new adventure like that. So you attended our 30-day program from the She's Invincible podcast school. And I would love to ask you, what did you enjoy the most about being in the school and about the program?
Quite honestly, I believe it was the personal growth, because going through the lessons and each next step that we needed to take in a short amount of time to get everything finished and keep moving. Because I think we all know that if we have a longer time to do it, we'll still do it in the last week. But it just caused a lot of self-reflection and realization of where I personally want to grow, and help other women realize where could they grow.
I love it. Okay. And last question. What did you find to be the most challenging part of going through this program and launching your podcast?
Well, I'm going to go with the same answer as I just gave you, because it did stretch me, but it stretched me. And it was a lot of self-reflection and realizing that I needed to grow, which also caused a slight meltdown on one day.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Congratulations to you, Kelly, and your brand new podcast, Beautifully Confident. I am so excited for you. And so it's been such a fun journey to work with you again at this level, and to be able to journey with you as you grew. And I know growth is always painful. And it was definitely on the fast and fierce track. But you just are shining. You did such a great job. I'm so excited for you, and I celebrate you today. Congratulations. And for our listeners, make sure you click the show notes and get on that show. Just click the show notes. It'll take you right to Kelly's podcast. It's brand new. We would love it if you would listen to it, share it with your friends if you love what you're hearing. And don't forget to submit a rating and review, because that helps Kelly's messages reach more people around the world. Kelly, congratulations. Thank you so much. And I can't be more excited for you.
Thank you, Cami. I do also want to say thank you so much for your guidance and the very clear next steps that we had. There was no question of, I know I'm getting the next step and I will be equipped to handle the next step.
Oh, I love that. And you were so good at that. Sending me messages saying, okay, what's next? So I love that, because you were running the race and you were getting it done and you were ready for the next thing. And that's the biggest part about growth, Kelly, is that you have to be coachable. You have to want to learn, and you have to commit that you're going to do it, whatever it takes, until you're done. And you did that so well. And I just admire that about you. And I celebrate you today.
Thank you so much, Cami.
Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you were inspired or learned something new, please subscribe to the podcast, give us a review, and share us with your friends. For more information about me and how I can support you, please stop on over to my website at CamiLehman.com and book a free call with me. I'd love to meet you and learn more about how I can support you.